Welcome to the God Pod with Lord Jamar. Not a hard job to expose the fraud you are. P. Diddy, Kid Cudi, explode your car. Shit get ugly when I unload the scar. But this ain't PUBG. Shout out to my people around the world that love me. Peace to Artie Stacks, Digger, and Godfrey. My people in the chat, all my niggas that got me. Rest in peace, fact checker rage. Got memories that never fade. You are still missed to this day. Sever with my blade what gets in my way. Never be a tether, this is FBA. I got games for whoever wanna play. Spit flames for forever and a day. Shit changed, then you better get away. You know my name, motherfucker, is Lord J.
Hey. What's good, peoples? I see y'all. Come on in. A1 Drizzy. What's poppin', sir? Flat power to you. Turkish death threat. How are you, my king? Peace to you. Tribe of love. Hip-hop music. Peace. You said, what's today's math? Today's math is wisdom, knowledge. All being born to understanding. Yeah. Today is Wednesday, January 21st. And we building what it is. High bat Allah, peace to the God. Okay, Don. Skytown in the house. A1 Drizzy, you in Minnesota? Come on, man. You need to be coming up here talking about that shit, to be honest. You need to let us, you got boots on the ground, sir. You need to let us know what the fuck is going on. Peace, y'all. Welcome to the God Pod with Lord Jamar. I am Lord Jamar. We are back. Another week. That's right, Silk Child. You caught us. Oh, wait, now. Somebody, was I making noise? Was this the noise? Somebody was like, oh, I can't take all that slurping he was doing. Was I slurping when I drink my coffee? I guess a little bit. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, fuck you. I'm drinking it anyway. God damn it. But I'll try to be a little more conscious of, my slurping. What's good, people? How y'all feeling? Michelle, Peace Queen, how are you? We see you. That's right. GPS in this bitch. God Pod Squad. Navigating through this treachery that we call a world. Navigating through this stage that we call a world. Yeah. Oh, they said the Bay is in here. Okay. Buffalo is in here. Rough Buff is in the house. Boise, Idaho. Wow. Audio Osiris. Now that's flattering. I'm not even going to hold you. I don't think I've ever even been to Idaho. Right? Like I've done WoW shows around these United States of America, but there's certain portions of the country where I feel like Brand Nubian didn't necessarily resonate. And I would say that would be like in the middle of the country. You know, I don't remember going to Idaho or North Dakota or, Montana or, shit like that. We've been to Utah one time. But yeah, Idaho, you said it's beautiful, but it's boring. I bet. Listen, I'm into the whole expanse of land and having land, and you know what I mean? In a perfect world, I'd have a nice home on, I don't know, a few 100 acres where you can shoot and plant shit and hunt and do whatever the fuck you want to do and be free. If I rule the world. He said, I'm from the Bay originally. Hey. Oh, I thought y'all was arguing. He said, Idaho? No, Idaho. Oh, that was a good one. So what's good, people? Yeah, my spidey senses started tingling. Okay? My spidey senses got to tingling. And it's happened before. Let me see. Okay, here we go. So I saw a video that many of you probably saw. And I don't know, when I saw it, it was just kind of alarming to me. Let me play this little clip. Let me just make sure this audio and all that type of shit. Oh. Okay, yeah. Let me play this for y'all. And y'all tell me what you think. I don't know if you've seen the clip, but just tell me what your initial, and if you haven't, right, tell me what your initial feelings are when you see this thing. Okay? Here we go. Boom. Oh, where's the audio? Oh, here we go.
Window, safe line repair, safe line. You ever run up on me? I guarantee you they won't. I put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party from self-defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't going to act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means some shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are going to legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public is going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher. You meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people. No power to the pig. Oh, no.
Okay. Let's stop right there. I'm glad it stopped on his face right there too. Now, does that guy look like a Black Panther to you? Like, when you look at him, do you think Black Panther? You know, I kind of think I don't know. Spanish Puma? Um, Arabian Camel? I don't know. I don't think Black Panther when I look at this guy. Right? What I see is somebody that I feel like is cosplaying as a Black Panther. Oh yeah, he's seen the videos. He's seen the old footage of the Panthers from back in the day. And now, first of all, I don't want to get too deep into that, but let's just say, yo, a lot of our heroes were given to us. A lot of our organizations, I'm sorry to tell you, that you will find that a lot of this stuff was given to us. And some of these things that we know and love in the Black community may have been programs of the CIA. Damn, I hate to be the one to tell you. Oh, I hate to be the one to tell you. Oh, I hate to be the one to tell you that Huey was smoking more than crack. Yes, he may have been smoking more than crack. I'm talking about cigars of the meat variety, but yeah, that's a whole other thing. Ma'am 7 reminds me of a crisis actor, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Thank you, Ma'am 7. Mo, get it. Peace to you, Queen. How are you? She said, salute, Lord Jamar and chat. Yes, shout out to you, Mo, get it. Shout out to the GPS. I see you, truly Zambian. Peace, my brother. So, listen. I think a few years back, I called it. There was something that didn't set right with me with the dude Grandmaster Jay and the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around crew. Something didn't sit right with me. I mean, from the minute I seen this guy, I said something is right. This guy is trying to find out who's with the shits. He's trying to draw out, Black people with weapons so that they'll be known to the authorities. And sure enough, he seemed to be a provocateur. And I believe when his gig was up, they acted like he got locked up, and now we've never heard from this guy again. We ain't seen no pictures of him in jail or no shit like that. He seemed like a provocateur that was dropped into the ecosystem to try to stir emotional feelings and agitate, agitate seeds of disruption, and then, sneak off into night. This guy gave me the same energy from the minute I saw him. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? Talking tough, talking about pigs and fucking, you dig, and just, bro. We a little tougher now. We the same Black Panthers from back then, but we a little tougher now. Oh yeah? Really? Like, what was the purpose of that? What was the purpose of that? First of all, I don't know. I just took this particular video off of Facebook. I don't know who somebody is in agreement with the shit he was saying. So all that little clapping emojis and the black power fist. I don't know who was dumb enough to put that on there as if they were in agreement with this guy. But yeah. Trust me. I didn't put that up there. Listen, I don't want us to be fooled. We've been fooled in the past. Sometimes we've been fooled in the present, but we can't continually be fooled into the future. And someone like this guy, even when they cut away to his peoples that was with him, none of them was looking like Black Panthers that, like traditional Black Panthers. Then I'm seeing pictures of this guy. First of all, what's this guy's name? Okay. Let's see. The brother's name is Paul Birdsong. Okay? Paul Birdsong. They have pictures of Mr. Birdsong. He don't look nothing like no damn Black Panther. Yes, what appears to be a white girl chilling in the back. This guy just gives me police vibes all day. No? Reminds me very much of this guy. Remember him? Remember the NFAC? We're not fucking around, crew. Poor David, she knew that guy. She felt bad when I got on him, but I was like, yo, I'm telling you, something ain't right about this guy. Something ain't right about this guy, and something ain't right about this guy. So if y'all are dumb enough to allow this Johnny come lately, because I mean, I ain't never seen this guy nowhere until that clip, basically. Like certain people, that have been in the conscious, so-called, quote unquote, conscious community, they've been around for years. You know what I mean? Certain people, you can't help but run across their path because they've been out here. They've been doing shit. I remember seeing the pills. I used to see the pills way back in the days in Harlem and shit like that. Like they've been out here. So when they come out onto the internet and shit like that, even people like Sonetta and shit like that, they've been out here. They're not just popping up out of nowhere. But these pop-up dudes, they said, that's it. I'm calling Dr. Umar right now. I mean, even Dr. Umar, he's been around for years. You may not, we don't agree with the fact that he still ain't come with this goddamn school, but we know who he is. You know what I mean? He's been around. He's been adding his 2 cents to the conversation for quite some time. He's not just popping up out of nowhere with a gun talking about we'll pop ice, basically threatening, armed men. We don't even know what kind of training these guys got. They just out there trying to show that, you know, what you can walk around legally with a firearm in certain places. I think people like him are used to try to get Black people to be emotional, to try to get some of us out there who don't have gun licenses, and to bring your dumb ass out there with your unlicensed firearm and think, yeah, power to the people, and we're going to stand up against ICE. First of all, why is the Black Panther Party even have a dog in this particular fight? It's not like they were out there saying that they were there to protect the rights of Black people of ICE doing this. No, this guy is out there acting like he's protecting the immigrants, and, you know, ICE wouldn't do this if they see armed people there and all this type of shit. If you don't shut your dumb ass up, listen, you and the 3 or 4 motherfuckers that you had with you that had arms, even if it was 20 of y'all, what did y'all really think y'all was going to do? Seriously. What y'all really think y'all was going to do? Was y'all really ready to go out there and lay your life down for some child molesters and drug dealers that they trying to get off the streets? Is that what you was ready to do? I don't think you was. I think you was bluffing. I think you was trying to get other motherfuckers out there to try to copycat what you doing. You hoping that there would be some organic people that would see this and take it as an example and want to do the same thing without them having police protection like you do. It said Julio P. Newton. That's what he looked like, Julio P. Newton. Oh, Julio Pedro Newton. Julio Pedro Newton. Oh, shit. Have you ever seen pictures of Huey before he was a Panther, like when he went to college? You know, Huey was in like a fraternity or some shit like that, right? Yeah. DJ Jam and Jim and peace, brother. Thank you. He said the new Black Panther Party is what I was talking about with Tiana Taylor's Golden Globe win. Replace real revolutionists with controlled opposition. I hear you. And you know what's funny? Speaking about that Tiana Taylor thing, I watched that movie again. I just happened to, it was on HBO the other day. And I'm watching it, and I forgot that not only was she a whore for Leonardo DiCaprio, pardon me, she was a whore for Sean Penn in the movie too. I totally forgot about that. Cheated on Leonardo, had the baby with the police dude. Yeah, there was a lot of things now that I watched that shit back that bothered me about that movie. The one black girl when she was robbing the bank. First of all, she up there with a skirt and boots and shit, like some kind of outfit that is not conducive to robbing a bank, number one. She calls herself Jungle Pussy, okay? She's wearing a wig, a straight-haired wig, darker-skinned woman, talking about this is what Black Power looks like. I'm like, whoa, they are really trying to do a mind fuck on the people as far as reshaping their images of what a revolutionary should look like. See, I feel like, out of the Panthers, the real revolutionary was Fred Hampton. That's why they had to kill him. I feel like the real revolutionary was Fred Hampton. I believe he got into the Panthers, maybe not knowing about, any CIA shit. He got into it like a lot of people for the real love and love of the people and all this type of shit. Thought he was going to make a difference. And they said, we can't have that. We can't have that. Because trust me, if Huey was really a threat like that, they would have killed his ass too. Then, not later on, when he was, a junkie and he wasn't even doing shit at that time. No. Not at those times. They would have killed him in the height of his shit. But that ain't happened. Thank you, DJ, Jem, and Jimmy. Hug the Block TV. Thank you. He said, Philly police been trying to bait Trump by talking about ICE. He ignores now these dudes pop up. Soros funds the DA here. Peep the headlines. Yeah. Yeah, this guy is supposed to be from Philly, too. This, what's the gentleman's name? Birdsong. Is that his name? Birdsong. Yeah, Paul. Birdsong. His last name is Birdsong for the love of everything holy. Birdsong, like he's singing to the police. You know what I mean? A bird has a song that he sings. Singing is telling. When they call you a canary, you know what I mean? You're somebody that tells to the police. And his last name is literally Birdsong. Y'all don't see the irony in that. Yeah. Ma'am 7 said Return to the Dread is one of the hardest songs ever. Much respect. Thank you, Ma'am 7. I appreciate you. Yeah, I can't front. I love that song. It's the return of the motherfucking dreadlock. Yeah. That's right. Soft ass last name. Birdsong, Mr. Birdsong. Excuse me, Mr. Birdsong. Ring, 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 ring. It's the return of the motherfucking. They said he worked at banks. Are you serious? He worked at a bank. Come on. Now we know since back in the days, a lot of dudes that worked at banks was gay. You ever noticed that? A lot of the tellers at banks would be gay. Why? Because they, they feel like an alpha might want to fucking rob the bank. So let's get these softer dudes. They're not going to fucking want to rob the bank. No. Ifu 2 said Birdsong was a Pyru rapper in LA 2 years ago. Yeah, see, I saw that too. I saw him with a blood suit on, but then he had a Crip. So he had a red bandana suit on, but then he had a Crip bandana on his head. So it's like he's a Pyru Crip Panther type dude. Come on, man. You see, a lot of people will cosplay as a lot of different things, depending on, what they into. Panama Jack said, Dead Prez, Let's Get Free, one of the greatest albums of all time. Okay, thank you. It was my honor to be a part of it. They said he's still a telling tether. They said he's still a teller telling. Right. He was a bank teller. Now he's a thanks teller. They just give him their thanks for telling. Every time he tells, they say thank you. Much thanks to you, sir. Listen, everybody that's in the room right now, if you do me a favor and click that like button, click that share button. And also, from what I understand, anybody that's watching the rebroadcast, apparently there's a hype button that you can click, but only when you watch the rebroadcast. So if you click the hype button on the rebroadcast, it helps, the shit get into the algorithms more and people get to see more of what we're talking about, blah, 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 blah. So I appreciate you. And if you're new to the channel, of course, I'd love for you to subscribe. And if you do, click that notification bell and click all so you'll be notified every time we drop a new joint. Yeah, this guy gets under my skin, man. Get him out of here, man. We not listening to this guy, man. His little 5 minutes of fame or what, that's it. That's it. I don't want to see this guy no more. Okay? We gonna boo this guy. We throwing tomatoes at this guy. Get this guy the fuck out of here, man. We not buying it. It seems like certain things are just not working the way they used to. I don't know if it's about the age of Aquarius and just things being revealed and all this type of shit, but it's like the old tricks that they used to use are just not working anymore. The things that used to get us emotional as Black people, I feel like we're much more analytical now when it comes to certain things. And although we're still emotional people, we still get hot-headed about certain things. I don't think we're jumping out the window for the things that they want us to jump out the window for. We jump out the window over dumb shit, But when it comes to, being political or taking some sort of stance, this generation especially is not ready to just jump out the window and truly, be activists, truly, put their lives on the line for a cause. They're down to post about it all day. they're down to get in the comments and talk shit about it. But when, as far as really agitating these people to try to get out there and mobilize and gas them up to do some dumb shit, even when you have paid protesters making it, trying to get people to gather on to the mob mentality and all, we still not doing it. And I don't know if it's just because, we're being analytical, or it's just because we don't feel the energy. Like, the energy just feels fake. These don't feel like real protests. You got people going to protest and saying, hey, Jackie, hey, Paul, because they'd be the same motherfuckers at all these protests, to where a lot of these they're paid to do this shit. That's their job. They're paid to do this bullshit. Damon Dennis, 9406. Thank you. He said, Lord, do you think Jasmine Crockett is a cosplayer? She tries to stir up shit all the time. And where's she come from? Never heard of her till a year ago. Yeah, she's a cosplayer. Right now, she trying to cosplay as the down, woke black woman, who shakes her head and talks about girl, But really, she grew up like, hello, my name is Jasmine Crockett. I'm Jasmine Crockett. I would love to say that I was related to Davy. Remember that nigga Davy Crockett? King of the Wild Frontier? Now she like, Davy Crockett? I don't fuck with no Davy Crockett. You better put some neck bones in a crock pot. That's what the fuck she want. Listen, she's just one of those. She's just a symbol of who they want to represent black women. An uninformed woman who just goes with the flow, totes the party line, says the shit that she needs to say in order to advance her career in politics, in order to take that $100-something thousand a year job and turn it into, by the time you're out of there, you have assets worth millions. This the shit you got to do. So whatever the fuck they say is the shit, you just got to go with that. She's one of those. Thank you, Damon. Breaking news. Looks like Trump is about to get what the fuck he wants in Greenland. Let's pop it up. Yeah. It seems like a deal is about to be brokered for Greenland. Well, what do you fucking know? And no force, no military actions, nothing like that. Trump is now saying that, the tariffs that he was talking about imposing on the European nations, he's not going to do it now because it seems like a deal is in the works. For not just Greenland. He's saying for the entire Arctic region. Y'all keep doubting this motherfucker when it comes to certain shit. Listen, he's not a perfect man, but he is a negotiator. I think he's more alpha than most of those motherfuckers that he got to deal with in these rooms of power. Not saying that he's an ultra alpha male, but in those rooms, that motherfucker moves like an alpha. And them niggas get out his fucking way, it seemed like. Like, let's keep it real. Right. All it took was a stern talking to. And that's the thing. Like, this motherfucker, he don't back down. Motherfucker said, they said, how far are you willing to go with Greenland? The nigga said, you'll see. The nigga said, you'll see. That's one of the last things I heard him say before. Now, all of a sudden, there's a deal struck. Now, all of a sudden, there's a deal struck. Can we clap it up again? Can we clap it up for gangster shit? Oh, my goodness. Y'all motherfuckers, man. Somebody said Paul Birdsong, a.k.a. Paulie Thunder Music, is straight hot dog water trash. It's strange his music was all just put out within the last year. Shaking my head. Plant. So this guy really got music? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's right. Trump said, you'll see. And them niggas said, what's that mean? And that nigga said, you'll see. Keep fucking with me and you'll see. Like, please understand that, you know, if America wanted to, they could go into Greenland and take it over this afternoon. With a couple of hours to spare. Yeah. What time is it? 4:53. Nigga, by 7 o'clock, we could have that shit. America has enough military might that by 7 o'clock, that shit could be ours. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, yeah, probably less than that, but you know, that's just given enough time to hand over the keys and, you know, tell niggas codes or whatever the fuck that, you know, whatever they need to hand over type of shit. Yeah, 17-minute takeover. Yeah, they'll be having dinner by 8:30. A nice Greenland special, whatever the delicacy in Greenland. Motherfuckers will be eating that by 8:30. Cut the bullshit. Stop fucking with this dude. Okay? That's right. Tell him. Lord Jamar's FBA, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Got family that goes back to the motherfucking Thomas Jefferson plantation, god damn it. Not that we should be proud of, you know, ancestors that were on plantations and shit like that, but for anybody that tries to, you know, dispel my heritage because they heard about one side of my family that was from Guyana generations ago. Yeah, that's just sucker shit. You know, those are just suckers wishing they can have something to try to diffuse my shit, try to stop me from being able to talk about certain topics. But sorry, I hate to disappoint, but nah. Nah. FBA, baby. FBA, baby. And I told y'all in the past, even if I wasn't, right? The way I grew up, I would still be on the side of FBA. Okay? I would still resonate and understand the delineation that needs to take place when it comes to certain things, right? Because white people delineate, right? There's Germans, there's Italians, there's Danish, there's Americans, right? Those are all different types of white people, right? So there's different types of black people. All skin folk is not kinfolk. So when they talk about black people, we're selling black people in Africa and all of that type of shit. No, that's not how it was looked at. They didn't look at them as, first of all, we know that the whole transatlantic slave trade was not to the degree that they said it was. But yes, they did take some people from Africa and send them over here, right? And some tribes sold other tribes. And when they did that, they're looking at each other as different then. You see what I'm saying? If I was a Zulu and you were a whatever tribe you were in, even though we were both black, we're not looking at each other as the same. Okay, now that could be part of our downfall, but that's what the fuck happened at that time. Yeah. So it's a misnomer when people say black people were selling black people. It wasn't that simple. It's not that simple. You know, just like here, you know, all black people that are here in America can't claim themselves as foundational black Americans, nor should they have the same say so, same rights and say so that foundational black Americans have earned by virtue of being, you know, indigenous to this land, native to the, however, whatever words you want to call, because sometimes we get into the semantics. Well, indigenous and native. Listen, in my culture, we say original. Who is the original man? Original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker and owner, the creator of planet Earth, the father of the civilization, God of the universe, right? Now, the original black man is the original man of this earth. We have many regions, not just from Africa. We're not the original man from Africa. We're the original man of this planet Earth. Who some people say the whole earth at one point was called Asia, which is why we say the Asiatic black man. Now, I'm not going to get into that part of the lessons the Asia part because there may be some things we can refute there, but my point being is we are the original people of the planet Earth. Petty Pendergrass, peace. And some of us are the original people of this land. Okay? Yeah, I'm FBA. So you know you got two parents, right? You got two parents. So you had heard the story about one, and then y'all tried to run with that. And then when I told you about the story of the other, all y'all wanted to hear was the story of the first one because it reinforced however you wanted to feel about me. Whatever negative feelings you had sown in your heart, you know, for however I may have upset you. Yeah. You wanted to go with that, but it's okay. Anyway, let's move on. Yes, I saw this. High Def 100 said, "Pluck Anton Daniels, hashtag FBA." Well, I thank you for the super chat, High Def 100. And I guess you lead me into my next topic. So recently, Cory Holcombe had a show, his 5150 show, which I fuck with Cory Holcombe. I think he's hilarious. I like his point of view on a lot of shit. And when I see clips from his show, you know, it's usually some shit that make me laugh, or I'll be like, yo, he's saying some real shit right there, right? So, you know, I'm sure y'all saw this clip of the brother Cory Holcombe and a guy by the name of Anton Daniels. Now, I'm not going to hold you. I am not familiar with who Anton Daniels is, what he does, why he's famous, where he popped up from. I don't know who he is, right? Y'all tell me, I guess he got a YouTube channel or something like that. And maybe he says a lot of stuff against Black people. And actually, I guess part of their conversation, I guess prior to everything going crazy, was this guy Anton was saying something about Black people selling. It was Black people selling other Black people, you know. Cory's acting like, nah, it was Black people getting stolen by white people. You know what I mean? In my mind, you're both right and you're both wrong. You know what I mean? When you nitpick at it, you're both right and you're both wrong. To a degree, right? But anyway, I don't know. They got into some shit. And now I'm not going to lie. I feel like Cory kind of opened the door to the anatomic, to using anatomic analogies as insults, right? Because Cory said to the dude Anton Daniels, you kiss the ass of white people, right? So boom, right there, he opened the door saying you kiss ass, right, of white people. So now what did this guy do? He took your lead, he took Cory's lead and tried to one up him or two or three up him and said, in his mind, he's saying, oh, well, he said, I kissed ass of white people. He said, well, you suck dick of black people. Whoa. Now, even though Cory did open up the door to the anatomical insults, anytime you say some shit to another man about some sucking dick shit, that can go very wrong. Shit can get very crazy. Lives have been lost for people, for a man saying to another man, suck my dick, or you suck dick, or anything of that type of language, right? So once he said that, that's when the shit got a little crazy. That's when Cory now tells Darlene, shout out to Darlene. Y'all remember Darlene back in the day, right? That was Ice-T's girl back in the days. She was the one on the album cover. Yeah, that's her. That's her. Might not look like her no more, but that's her. So he tells Darlene to get out the way because she was sitting in between the two. He goes and sits in Darlene's chair and basically gets in the homie's face and like dares him to say, you know, to say that shit again. You know, now I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know who this Anton dude is, but he definitely didn't seem like he was scared. He definitely was standing his ground and, you know, seemed like he was ready for the shits. He told Cory, nigga, we could go outside. You know, I don't know. Now, a lot of people at that point feel like if Cory wasn't going to, you know, bust his ass, then it just should have, you know, I don't know, it shouldn't have even went that far or whatever. You know what I mean? They didn't end up going outside. They ended up continuing their conversation until a point where I think Anton left the show. And as he was leaving, you know, Cory was calling them all kind of bitch ass niggas. Yeah, get your bitch ass out of here type shit. And yeah, kind of dimed on him. Cause I think the dude Anton had a female there with him. Now we don't know, maybe this guy's married or some shit like that. But he had a female there with him. And Cory starts talking about, yeah, you and your bitch, get your bitch out of here and all this type of crazy shit. I don't know, man, you know. And at that point, it seemed like, okay, maybe he got a little get back at the end, right? I see you, Zambian. I'm gonna bring you in a second. It seemed like, okay, you said what you said when he was leaving. And then I seen a couple of interviews where this guy was like, yo, I would have beat the dog shit out of Cory, blah, 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 blah. Fucking. But then now Cory comes back this week with his show. And now he's taking shots at this guy's daughter. She looks like she could be like 12, 13. I don't know. And that's why I have that question up there. Did Cory Holcombe go too far? Do y'all think Cory went too far as attacking this guy's daughter? Because I kind of feel like he should have just left this shit alone. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Let the internet talk about this shit. It's gonna fucking expire anyway. Y'all motherfuckers don't have but a 2-week attention span anyway, right? So in 2 weeks, this would have been out of here. But now here you go after the woman, after the guy's daughter. Yeah, I think that was a little too far. Let's bring Zambian on. Truly Zambian.
Peace.
Peace, my brother. How are you today?
Let's get it.
How are you feeling? What do you think about this topic? What do you think, how did Cory and Anton handle it? And what do you think about Cory now going after Anton's daughter?
Yeah. So a little background. I used to follow Cory's show back in the day. I'm inclined to think it was with his original cast when he had Bobby on there, he had Zoe on there. So this is like years back. But I stopped following Cory when I picked up that vibe that this guy falls out with everyone. That's the issue with Cory. And it's been, people have told him to his face, he doesn't like hearing it. This is the issue with Cory. So he went too far. Even with the argumentative thing, you've brought a dude on your platform and then you start insulting him and all that. Cory likes to do all that rah-rah, I'm from Chicago, I'm from the streets. Look, how old is that man? He must be like mid-50s, I don't know. But, there's got to be a point.
That's another thing people are saying too. Like for people in their 50s, they're saying once you get certain pay, why are we even acting like, fisticuffs and all of that is even an option when you get past a certain age? That's what some people are acting like too.
Exactly. And even all of that, just in general, all that street talk, all that I'm from Chicago, I'm from the streets, okay, Cory does that all the time. All the time. It's like a badge of honor for him to, still be on that I'm a real one, I'm from the streets kind of thing. And then that whole conversation about, inviting you're familiar with, so-and-so's genitalia. For Cory to have got offended by that, you watch any episode of that 5150 show, he does that constantly about other people. He and again, this is going back years. Cory comes across, as a lot of people have said, real bitter that his comedy career hasn't taken off the way some of his peers have. And so back in the day, it used to be, if there's another black comic who's more successful than him, whether it's getting shows, getting specials, getting movies, Cory goes to that, oh, he's gay. Oh, he did this to get that role. Oh, he did this to get that special. Oh, he did this to get the bag. So it was really bizarre for him, as you rightly said, for him to initiate with, you do this. And when somebody hits him, well, you do that. Suddenly he wants to get, in someone's face. And I mean, he's claiming the W, of course, and his fans. I'll also point, I don't have a dog in this fight. So I don't really care. I like, similar to you, I don't know who that Anton dude is. This is the first time I've seen him. But the fact that you got in his face and started with all that, say it again, say it one more time. He already said it about 4 or 5 times. He didn't stutter. So, you know, I just don't get that. It's like, hey, he already said it. So if you're going to do something, do something. That's my position. But because you now look goofy, extra goofy, saying you're going to throw them hands, and then you don't. And the man said, let's take it outside. So if you're really about it, you should have gone, slept him, and come back and said, that's what happens if you tell me to, you know. But you're sitting in front of him, you do all that, you know, show and tell of getting up and moving into the chair next to him, and he said what he said. And so I don't think, certainly I don't think Cory comes away looking good. You know, for you to lose control like that on your own platform is wild. You know, it's a bad look for sure. But overall, the way that whole thing went down, and even if you subscribe to, okay, 2 men, they should duke it out and settle it, well, the man said, let's go outside, and you back down. So I don't buy this whole thing. Of course, after the fact, Cory coming back on his show saying, you know, yeah, he didn't say it again, though. He didn't say it again. No, he already said it about 4 or 5 times. But yeah, he's definitely wrong to then start going and bringing that man's family into it. Those people weren't there. They weren't part of the feud. So handle your handle with Anton. That's my take.
Yeah, see, my thing is, all right, you know, listen, we all can get emotional in the moment, right? Like, whatever they went through in that moment, cool. Whatever they did right or wrong, it was in that moment. You see what I'm saying? But dudes had a time. Cory had time to go home, reflect on the whole situation. And when he came back, he decided that it would be better for him to fucking keep this shit going by attacking this guy's child, right? That's where it's like, see, all the other shit, again, that's some in the moment shit. But he had time to really sit and plan. You know what? When I come back, this is what I'm going to do type of shit. Like, this was first degree. See, that other shit is like 3rd degree insult. This is a 1st degree because it's premeditated. You see what I'm saying? This shit was premeditated. He came in and said, watch, I'm going to talk shit about this nigga daughter. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. Fuck that bitch. Like, and that's, to me, that's going too far. That's going too far. And that's just showing that, honestly, that you feel the type of that you feel like he got you in some kind of way. That you couldn't let the shit go anymore. And you kind of had to like feel like you still had to get some because you weren't sure if you got him the first time around. So you want to keep poking at the fucking animal, trying to see if it's dead or whatever the case may be. And that right there almost seems like a sign of insecurity in a way, because you're not sure if the animal was dead. You know what I mean? If you hit a motherfucker with a death blow, then you know he's dead. You don't have to keep fucking with that animal. He's dead. You know what I mean? But you wasn't sure. You wasn't sure. You probably seen a lot of the comments on the internet, and you know what I mean? Because when these things happen, if you start reading the comments, they can drive you crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think an important point you made there. He had time to go home, cool out, reflect, and he didn't. And this speaks to another aspect of Cory's character, the complete lack of introspection. And it reminds me, I'm fairly sure it was last year. If you remember that, again, on his show, he was talking about he had not I don't want to say a run-in, but he felt that there was an issue between him and Tony Baker, that other comedian. And he said, he felt like Tony was, looking at him funny or whatever. So he approached him and said, "What's up?" And Tony Baker said, "No, ain't nothing up. I just feel like there's always something, like too much drama around you. That's why I don't want to be around that." And rather than Cory reflecting on that, he took it the Cory Holcombe way, and he took it as it's a personal attack. And he came on his show, and he was, and this is the whole thing with Cory. And you've seen it over the years. He fell out with Bobby. He fell out with Zoe. He's fallen out with numerous, whether guests or co-hosts. I don't know what he calls them.
I don't watch his show first of all, not to disrespect, I don't watch nobody's show like that. I don't even watch my show back. To be honest, I'll do these shows and then I'm not going back and analyzing, let me analyze the show. And I'm not into, just like as a rapper, I don't like to listen to a whole bunch of other rappers, especially when I'm doing my music, because I don't want it to influence what I'm doing. So I don't necessarily watch a bunch of podcast dudes to see what they're doing, because I don't necessarily want their shit influencing what I'm doing. You did?
No, that's cool. It's just to lay the background to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that a lot of people, they talk about the peripheral people on people's shows. Like, who do they used to talk about? Rory or somebody, and I guess they were on the Joe Budden show or something like that. Like, I didn't know their name. I knew he had people with him, but I didn't watch the show like that to know those guys.
The B mics.
You know what I mean? But there's shows that I listen to Sway in the morning on Sirius XM. So of course I know Heather B, and you know what I mean? Some of the people that he has up there. But yeah, I don't really watch a lot of these podcasts. No disrespect to none of them, though. I'm just saying that's just
the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it. Like he's got this thing of, he doesn't look inward first. So he's fallen out with a number of people over the years. And as I said, that whole thing of, tagging people as gay, or that this person did that to get this gig, he's always done that. So it was bizarre, especially after he fired the first shot. When dude fired back, and then he got, went up to chest him, I think he thought he was going to back down, but hey, he stood 10 toes down. He said, "Let's take it outside."
Cory said he from Chicago, and we said, "Well, I'm from Detroit. God damn it!"
Exactly.
Two tough ass cities. So what the fuck? All that tough shit cancel each other out type of shit. It sounded like in that moment.
And I think Anton, I think rightly said, "What does that mean?" You said you're from Chicago. I'm from Detroit. And what? What does that mean? Stop claiming streets that you ain't putting no work in. So it's again, like I said, it's almost like a case of Arrested Development with Cory. It's this whole thing of still trying to, I think you've had the conversation on your show before, guys who make it out the hood, but still want to claim the hood or act like they're still in the streets. And this whole fictional idea of you've got to keep it real. And it's, again, for a man who's just shy of 60 to still be having that mentality, it seems like you've wasted half your life.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the only one. There's a lot of people out there, I think Nas just made a song, what's it called? Third Childhood or some shit like that. They talk about second childhoods and third childhoods, for some people. And part of it is, motherfuckers not wanting, nobody wants to get old. And first of all, I think a lot of people try to act like, oh, you're so old. 50s and all that is not that fucking old. Y'all relax. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all keep trying to make motherfuckers old, but maybe back in the days, 57, niggas was looking like Red Fox and all that type of shit, but goddamn it, I'm 57 and I'll fucking, give you 50 push-ups right fucking now. You know what I mean? And I don't look like nobody's Red Fox type of shit. Matter of fact, he was younger than me when he was doing Fred Sanford and shit like that. So I'm saying, yes, we're older and we should be more mature. We should know better, ourselves a certain way. But at the same time, people that are this age, they don't necessarily feel like this age. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of them still got that rah-rah shit in them. You know what I mean? Like, they still feel young. They still ready to go. And they still got that fucking attitude. Like, you know what I mean? And some of them will fuck your ass up. So, yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but and then in the same breath where he started taking shots at dudes' family, he started copping pleas about there are all these cameras here. My account on YouTube would have been suspended for 30 days. Then why would you stand up and go and start trying to antagonize somebody? Or why wouldn't you accept dude's invitation to go outside? That's the end. That's how you end dead old talk. Not to be super Iron Man or anything, but I've been in that situation where somebody wants to show off in front of other people and say, yo, I'm going to do this. So I said, let's go. And they back down real quick.
Because a lot of times motherfuckers is not expecting that. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're expecting you to back down, but when you step to it and you do it, motherfucker,
right here.
That shit. Niggas was like, oh shit, I didn't know he was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be able to put my intimidation game down, and that would be that. But sometimes motherfuckers are not intimidated.
I don't know if it's an LA saying, but when they say get down where you're mad at, do it right now. What are we talking about? Don't tell me what you're gonna do. Do it. So yeah, I think it was a bad look for Cory, but I'm not entirely surprised. He's just burned bridges his entire career, friends. It's crazy. It's again for someone at his age and with as long as he's been in the comedy game, it's sad to see, and that's why I stopped following him. I used to like his comedy. Like, the guy's got some.
Well, I mean, I still fuck with him. I just feel like he went a little too far with this shit.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, you've pointed out that you don't follow his show, you don't watch his show, etc. As someone who did watch his show, for me, it's like, nah, dude, this just keeps happening. I can't rock with this dude anymore. That's basically what it came down to. Because like I said, over the years, you've seen him falling out over the same things with numerous different people. At some point, you have to look at yourself and go, maybe I'm the problem, but he doesn't really have that level of introspection. And it's, I can't watch the train wreck.
Well, listen, Zambian, I appreciate you coming up here and sharing your thoughts on the brother right there. I got some questions I got to answer from the Queen, Michelle Williams. So I'm going to get back at you, brother.
All right, man. Have a good night.
I appreciate you, Zambian. Peace. Michelle, you have a couple of questions for me. Let's start with your first one. She said, peace, Lord Jamar. What do you think about children being put on psychiatric medicine for ADHD? Well, Michelle, well, first of all, did you know that the term ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, was first formally used in, are you ready for this? 1987. 1980. Let me read it again. The term ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, was first formally used in the 1987 revision DSM-3R of the American Psychiatric Association's manual, combining inattention and hyperactivity into one diagnosis. Evolving from earlier terms like hyperkinetic reaction of childhood and attention deficit disorder. So hyperkinetic reaction of childhood is a term from 1968, the year I was born. And attention deficit disorder was made up in 1980. So 7 years later, they come up with ADHD. So to answer your question, Michelle, do I agree with giving psychiatric drugs for ADHD? No. No, because ADHD is not a real fucking thing. It's a made up thing. It's something that I believe they came up with to enrich the pharmaceutical companies. These pharmaceutical companies had drugs that they needed prescriptions for. They needed people to use these drugs. We have to find reasons for them to get on these drugs. You know what ADHD really is? Lack of discipline. A bad diet, too much sugar in the diet will cause hyperactivity and shit like that. But these same people that say you got ADHD will give you a fucking lollipop or some shit at the fucking doctor's office. Right? Remember they used to give you lollipops at the fucking dentist office? Like that was a reward? Oh, here, take a lollipop. Because you knew that was going to bring a motherfucker back with some cavities. That's why you gave them out. And so you give us these foods that will cause hyperactivity. This excess sugar in our diet, sugary juices and sugary, there's sugar in the bread and there's sugar in this and sugar in the sauce and sugar. There's sugar every fucking where. And then you're giving kids candy as rewards. And then you wonder why they are hyperactive and can't concentrate and all of that type of stuff. First of all, black people learn differently than white people, right? So I truly don't believe we are meant to sit in a fucking classroom to learn anyway, right? So that's where we're better at learning out in the world type of shit. Through life experience and things of that nature, sitting in a classroom and all of that for however many hours a day, trying to, control the energy that a child has, period, growing up, that coupled with sugar and all that type of shit, what do you think's gonna fucking happen? So why don't we try, before we use psychiatric medicine, why don't we try changing the child's diet and enforcing and teaching discipline and self-discipline, right? All of those things need to be things that we try before even considering putting our children on psychiatric medication. Okay, that's question one from Michelle. I hope that was helpful to you and the rest of the GPS. Question number two from Michelle. Oh, okay. She said, hypothetically speaking, is it healthier to spit or swallow? Not trolling, LJ. Oh, okay. And I'm gonna put little specificities because, let's be clear. We know what you're talking about here, but, let's be specific because we live in a crazy, sick world, and sometimes you have to be specific. So is it healthier for a woman to spit out the man's love milk or to swallow it? Good question, Michelle. I think you know the fucking answer. I think you know the answer, but hey, I would also say that it depends on the man that you're dealing with, right? I think it would, I think their diet, would come into play. But assuming that you're dealing with a healthy specimen, the shit is loaded with vitamins and minerals. Dead ass. Like, I'm not bullshitting. Listen, they say it's loaded with, protein and a lot of good stuff. Okay. So, yeah. A lot of men take offense, to the spitters. Call them quitters, They're like, listen, that was my gift to you. That was my gift to you. You're just gonna spit it out. All right. So yeah, Michelle, I really did, I say ingest healthy things. That's all I can tell you. Ingest healthy things, Okay, and Michelle's third question. She said, do you think the love of money or the lack of money is the root of all evil? No. Because I feel like evil existed before the creation of money. Right? Evil didn't come about because of money. To say that money is the root, meaning it's the foundational source for which evil springs to life, I would have to disagree with that. I would say money can help to inspire evil in unrighteous people, Um, money is a tool of evil. It can also be a tool of good, depending on how it's used. Um, lack of money isn't the root of all evil either, because you don't have to have money to live. We were born into a world where everything we need is provided for us by the creator of this world. And with a little bit of work and a little bit of elbow grease, whatever you want, you can have. There's food literally growing out the ground and falling off of trees. And if you take the seeds from some of those things and plant it somewhere, you can have the same shit wherever you're at and have it just coming up for free. There's trees all over this fucking earth and rocks and materials that you can create a home and a shelter with. That we're not supposed to be paying for all that shit. So again, even before there was money, somebody figured out how to fuck somebody else out of what they had. Right? Whether it was, trying to steal somebody's land. And I mean, I guess all these things are a form of currency, even down to somebody's wife. People would have to pay dowries and shit like that. So money may be a byproduct of evil, or a technology of evil. But I won't say that it's the root. Yeah, I won't say that it's the root. Huh? What do y'all think? What do you think? What's your take on it? Do y'all think money is the root of all evil? Yes, electricity is free, for real. We don't need to be paying for nothing. Actually, the concept of needing money to survive is evil. That's right. I told him, Roman, but thank you. GPS, don't forget to hit the hype button when you watch the rebroadcast. That's going to help very much what we're doing here. Right now, just clicking the like button is helpful. But when you rewatch the broadcast, for all those people that rewatch the broadcast, don't forget that, hit that hype button. Matter of fact, right now, everybody put some 7s in the chat just to show that we're all on one accord. Put your 7s up right now. Everybody within the sound of my voice, put your 7s up. I know Roman wants to see the 7s right now. Put your 7s up. There you go. There you go. Peace to my sevens. Peace to the sevens. There we go. You see that, Roman? Roman got his shit up. Yeah. I like that. I think when we do unified shit like that too, YouTube likes that for some reason. Mo Get It said, money is simply a resource. It's necessary, but the love of it is a dangerous mindset. Well, it's only necessary in these societies that we choose to be a part of. You see, because any one of us right now could fucking pack up and say, you know what, I'm going to go fucking live in the wilderness, right? But not many of us are going to do that. Not many of us have the know-how or the skills to survive and live off the land. So we've almost enslaved ourselves into this way of life and feel like we have to be a part of it from our lack of knowledge, right? From our lack of knowledge. So yeah. The Queen, once again, Michelle Williams, thank you. As always, Queen, she said, thanks, Lord Jamar, for answering my random questions. You are a gentleman and a scholar. My apologies if I offended anyone. Listen, I don't think you offended anyone, but you know why? Because this is a show for grown-ups, Michelle. When I look at my demographics and my what do they call it? My analytics. When I look at my analytics, I don't see children here, right? So anything that you may say in this room, trust you're saying in front of adults. Everybody, I don't think anybody here is, you know, is so prudish to where they're going to be like, oh my goodness, did you hear what she said? Do you hear what she's asking? Listen, we could keep it real in here, you know. We don't want to get too crazy, you know. We're not savages in the pursuit of happiness, but at the same time, we real people that talk about real things. And sometimes inquiring minds want to know. And I'm just here to add on and just to give my perspective to certain things, you know, and people, you have the, you have the right and the, look at me, Roman, free will to choose, to choose what you'd like to choose. We might have to make this a show. I had a conversation with my boy Roman the other day. I'm not going to get into it now, but maybe I'll just plant the seed and y'all think about this and then we talk about it on the next show. Yeah, we had a very robust discussion about, is there free will, or is everything already predetermined in life? You don't have to answer now. Say, think about that. And maybe the next time, which could be tomorrow, to be honest. I don't know. I might feel like hopping on again. But the next time we convene, maybe we can touch that topic. And I don't want to sway anybody as to what I think right now. I want to see what y'all think. Do we have free will? Or is everything somehow predestined? Hmm. Have I heard about fentanyl and weed? Not really. Why would they put fentanyl in weed? That's so fucking stupid. Why would they put fentanyl in anything? Some people said, nah, we got free will. Somebody said limited free will. Depends if you're a believer. Predestined by who? They said, yo, Jamal, that's my word. Your mods time me out. Tell him chill. Word to my. Well, what you saying? Why they time you out? Was you talking crazy? What'd they do that for? They don't like people coming in here talking shit about their brother. So if you came in here to talk shit about me, then they're gonna time you out. Somebody said, your ending is written by law. How you get there is up to you. Can both be true at the same time? I believe it could. Zambia said, asking why you got timed out will get you timed out. Oh, shit. That's funny. Well, yeah, listen, y'all. Y'all sit on that. Y'all sit on that. And we're going to convene. We're going to reconvene in the very near future. I appreciate all of y'all for coming through, everybody for sharing their thoughts and questions. Truly Zambian as always. Michelle Williams, the Queen, High Def 100, Damon Dennis, Ifu2, Ma'am 7, Hug the Block TV, DJ Jammin' Jimmy, Mo Get It. Yeah. Uncivilized Savage. Oh, hang on. I didn't see that, Uncivilized Savage. He said Tiana Taylor says her role ain't hypersexualized. You know why she says that? Because she believes that her hypersexuality is regular. She believes that her hypersexuality is regular. So she doesn't think it's hypersexualized. And she doesn't see the irony in her character and how they used her. First of all, her name in the movie is Perfidia Beverly Hills. Do y'all know what Perfidia means in Spanish? Let me see. Am I saying it? Okay. Perfidia, I believe it's a Spanish word, means perfidy. Translates to treachery, betrayal, or faithlessness. Treachery, betrayal, or faithlessness. Damn, my stomach just made a noise. That definitely described her character very much in that movie. I also feel like it's how they wanted you to see the Black woman, as treacherous, someone who will betray, and that lacks faith. It's also funny, though, but if you put the whole thing together, her name, Perfidia Beverly Hills, right? So treachery, betrayal, or faithlessness in Beverly Hills. You see, when they try to tell you little shit without telling you shit, they're telling you that Beverly Hills is a place of treachery, betrayal, and faithlessness. And they literally named a character after that. It's pretty deep. Pretty deep. Tiana Taylor said she wasn't hypersexualized yet. Her character was having unprotected sex with white men. White men, both, may I add, some years her senior. I mean, we know that Leo is not as old as Sean Penn, but goddamn it, Leo ain't no spring chicken no more. And Sean Penn, shit. Hang on. Sean Penn age. Sean Penn is 65. Leonardo DiCaprio age. He's 51. And Tiana Taylor is 35. Ugh. Bad picture of her just came up. So they had her character getting slutted out by men 20, 30 years her senior. What was that all about? What message were they trying to send there? Well, all some shit to meditate on and reflect and see how these motherfuckers play. All right, y'all, listen. I'm about to make moves. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Trump to Greenland. Y'all better stop fucking with that dude. What did we learn today? We learned that We not fucking with this new Black Panther party guy. None of that bullshit they talking about. We learned that Cory Holcombe may have went a little too far. We learned that money, it's not the root of evil, but it's a tool of evil depending on who's using it. We learned that ADHD, that they only coined the phrase in 1987. And finally, ladies, we learned it depends what kind of man you have, whether you should spit or swallow. On that note, GPS, I'm out. I love y'all. Until next time. Peace.